They just released a completely new update to Affinity Photo, which is the biggest competitor to Photoshop. It's by Canva, because Canva recently bought Affinity Photo. 0 free forever. Oh, you have to create a Canva account to download. Fair enough. And I can download it for Mac OS or Windows. No Linux, unfortunately. Now, I tried Affinity Photo once before. Actually, I've used it many times since I made this video. But I'm going to be real with you. I definitely still use Photoshop a lot more than Affinity Photo. It's mainly because of my muscle memory. I've been using it for more than 15 years. And also this very nifty feature called Select Subject. Affinity Photo doesn't have this, and I use this quite a lot. Oh, look at that new logo. Looks a little weird, not gonna lie. Before you start, make a choice about your data. I agree to share no. The thing that I mostly do in Photoshop and Affinity Photo is make video thumbnails. So that's what I'm going to do to stress test this program. Now, I can see that all of the icons have changed. This is how they used to look like. I'm pretty sure that in the settings, I can make these icons have different colors. User interface, it does have light mode. Flashbang, UI contrast, high. Ooh, I like the high. I think they removed the colorful tools. Now, the cool thing about Affinity Photo is that all keyboard shortcuts that work inside of Photoshop work here as well. For example, I can hold space to move my canvas around, which is beautiful, except this at the top, vector layout, Canva AI. Boing. Canva AI Studio brings generative AI and machine learning tools together to assist your creative progress. All the tools on the left have changed. Generative expand tool, generative fill. Oh, so it's behind the subscription now. At least you now have an option to use generative fill, even though it's behind the subscription, instead of not having it at all. So they combined all Affinity Photo apps into one single app. There's Vector, then Pixel. This is the same as Photoshop. And I think Layout is the same as Adobe InDesign. And everything still stays on my canvas if I switch between these modes. It's essentially just toggling between different tools. Beautiful. So let's pick a thumbnail that I'll try to recreate. While I'm doing that, I want to fulfill a contractual obligation and tell you about this video's sponsor, Boot.dev. Their entire goal is to teach you backend web development from start to finish in the Python, SQL, and Go programming languages. Boot.dev believe that the smartest way to learn to code is to never get bored, and that's what their platform is designed to help you to do. It's like a programming RPG. They'll take you from beginner to expert through the most hands-on, captivating, finger-flying, addictive curriculum. I've been taking their Python course for 10 minutes every day, and I'm glued to the screen. It actually makes me look forward and excited to learn. They also recently released Training Grounds. It's a killer feature where you can grind infinite challenges to practice as much as you need before you forge ahead in your coursework. They never want a student to feel like they aren't getting their money's worth, so they offer a 30-day, no questions asked refund policy and a free demo of the interactive experience on every course. There's an active Discord community with tons of real humans to help you if you ever get stuck. And so you can learn awesome skills that will set you up to potentially earn a lot of money and do it in a fun way that feels like playing a game. Go to boot.dev and use my code BOG to get 25% off your entire first year on the annual plan. I'm very glad they agreed to sponsor this video. Their platform is amazing. Okay, let's get back to picking the thumbnail. I think let's do this one from somebody emailed me a virus video. It's going to require some photo editing techniques, so it's going to be a great stress test for Affinity Photo. There we go. I'll use it as a reference. So first, let's do the background. Somewhere here, you should be able to insert a color layer. I don't fully remember how to use Affinity. This is a little embarrassing. I know how to do this. I know that you have to go into Document, and then you can select... Wait, it's no longer here. You used to be able to select transparent background, no? Document setup? Oh, there it is. Transparent background. So now you'll be able to do it from the File New menu, probably. Yeah, there it is. Transparent background, just the same as in Photoshop. Nice. They just took out one extra step that I usually do. Okay, wait, so how do you insert a solid color layer? From the layer menu, select new fill layer. In Photoshop, it's somewhere down here where you can click this button and insert a solid color layer, then pick a color and it's colored in. In here, it's layer and it's not here. Oh, it's under pixel, new fill layer. So now let's yoink a color from this old background. Boom. Then I like to duplicate this, Command J, the same like in Photoshop, and then make this black maybe. smoothie. And I'm going to add a mask on this layer, select my brush tool, and then just hide this bit of black. So now we can see it creates this nice vignette. A good thumbnail usually has up to 3 main elements. So in this one, there's this thing box that this guy is covering up. Those are 2 elements. And then .exe is another element. You know, just a pro tip. Also, if you want some more pro tips, I recently made a free 20 bite-sized email mini course about how to grow a YouTube channel. I'll leave it below in the description. Now, I'm not hiding my intentions here. I'll definitely try to sell you on my YouTube course. Of course. So you've been warned. Okay, so first we're going to have to obtain the box that this gentleman is covering up. I don't remember how I did it originally. Windows installer PNG. Look at that 5K resolution. Nevertheless, let's yoink this and go into Nano Banana. I think that's how I did it. That's an imposter banana. There we go. Oi, could you make this image have bigger resolution, please? Upload this file. It just made everything bigger. I'm probably not using the best tool for this. Oh, never mind. I'm using the best tool for this. Let's drag this into Affinity Photo. And the beautiful thing about Affinity is that when you make an image super small and then size it back up again, it doesn't lose quality. Look at what happens if I drag this inside of Photoshop. Okay, now it's a smart object, so it's not going to lose quality, but it's not always a smart object, and you may accidentally forget to convert it into a small object. And now if I make it big again, this is what we get. It's just a blob of nothing. So that's an amazing thing about Affinity. It just retains the quality. Mwah, chef's kiss. Okay, now the tough part is going to be cutting it out of this background. Photoshop would probably not have much trouble with this. Maybe there's like a new feature that I don't know about. How to remove backgrounds in Affinity Photo. Oh, wait a second. There's an object selection tool. Why did I forget about this? It's the owl. Who? Oh, now it has a different logo. It's a bucket. It was this owl before. Machine learning models. The object selection tool requires the segmentation model to be installed. Manage in the settings. Install. And this one's free. These next ones are premium. It's installed. And then if I click on this, nothing happened. Maybe I select it like this. No. Oh. Yes, it just took a little bit of time. Okay, it didn't select this disk, and I clicked to select more of it. Wait, this is pretty good. Look at that selection. Of course, you could do a much better job with the pen tool. Okay, I can just paint over this, I think. Why is the brush not visible when I paint? That's okay, probably just a little bug. And there we go. Now, if I click the mask icon, we have the background image. Okay, what is that? You know what? Let's undo. I'll cut it out with the pen tool. This quality is not acceptable for a thumbnail that people will view at this size. No, I just like it to be perfect. Wait, can I not see my tools because I have Photoshop open? That's right. Oh, it wasn't a bug. It was because I had Photoshop open, my mouse cursor was bugged out. So let's just cut this out with the pen tool. And then if I click Control or Command Enter, does it apply this vector mask? No, it doesn't. Right click, create a vector mask, create clipping mask. No. Oh, wait, it has a line layer here. So I think I have to drag it on. Beautiful. That's how vector masks work. I can't believe such an advanced photo editing software is now completely free. It has pretty much all features that Photoshop has, except AI. Well, not except AI. I just don't have AI right now. And with a bunch of people hating on the new AI tools, AI in photo editing is actually really good. It saves a lot of time. Like upscaling this image. This was just so easy to do. Now let's work on this gentleman. I guess let's try to create him from scratch. That will be interesting. I will need the brush tool for this. Oh, this is going to take forever to figure out what brush I need for this. Surely there's a window for pre-configured brushes. General brushes. Okay, there they are. Let's pick one that looks like hair. Basic acrylics. Ooh, can we do hair? Oh, it only searches within textures. That's not perfect. So, okay, let's hide this icon for now and let's create this black circle. This will be the body. Boom. And now I need those little hairs all around it. How do I do this? Oh, it's gouaches.
Gouaches.
I guess something like this. Yeah, this has to be it. Let's decrease the flow. It's not quite what I was looking for, although it might work. Let's undo everything. It's sort of adding those little hairs in. It's a little fluffier than the original. What if I apply something like sharpness on this? Filter, sharpen. By the way, on macOS, this help menu is super useful. You can just search across the entire program and it shows you where the setting is. You can see it pointing with the white arrow. So I can just click and nothing happened. Does that do anything for the hairs? I don't think so. Oh, this is definitely not it. What about glitch? Okay, stop messing around with effects. You know what? What if I make another brush that's a lot sharper? Okay, so if I paint with this now, I get these sort of spikes that don't rotate automatically. But in Photoshop, you can rotate, I swear. Now, if you hold R, you can spin this around in Photoshop. Rotate canvas, tool, affinity photo. Alt plus mouse wheel. That's not it. You can rotate with the mouse wheel. As far as I remember, you hold shift and scroll with the wheel. No, this just moves it sideways. Let's look among all of the tools. Never mind. Why did everything just become black? View, rotate, left or right. So what if I do left? Oh yes, it does work. So then how do I do this with keyboard shortcuts? Shortcuts. Wait, is this not where you change keyboard shortcuts? Okay, what's going on? Now I have to go into view, rotate, and then right twice to get it back. This is very inefficient. So surely there is a keyboard shortcut. I would love if Affinity Photo had a rotate canvas tool like Photoshop. Apple defaults, Affinity defaults, clear all shortcuts, but how do I add a new shortcut? Wait, why does this person have all the available shortcuts listed like this? Oh wait, I had to select which part of the program I want to customize the keyboard shortcuts for. So now I somehow find rotate. Is there search? Wait, I can't search. This is not ideal. Okay, there we go. Rotate left, rotate right. Let's do shift comma for left and shift period for right. Those are the like arrow keys on your keyboard. Beep, 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 boop, beep, boop. Now I can get this brush and rotate my canvas like this. Wait, the brush doesn't rotate. Yeah, it still stays in the same direction. Great, all of this was for nothing. How to rotate brush in Affinity Photo. Shift left or right arrow. Surely not. Oh, surely yes, it does rotate. Wow, it was this easy. It's just shift left and right arrow. So now I can just paint like this. It's just rods now. Let's make it a little wider. Okay, you know what? I'm overcomplicating this so much. Let's just have a normal, regular brush and paint little extra tiny hairs with it. Okay, what am I doing? What if I delete this circle? Okay, I want to restart this whole procedure. Hair brush affinity photo. There we go. Fur and hair brushes.zip. This is a suspicious file. So if I double click on this new file, brushes imported successfully. Okay, do I need to restart affinity photo? Maybe I have to go into vector, path brushes. Oh, wait, hold on a second. What is that? Mercury? Whoa, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Wait, this is so cool. I never knew this was a thing. There's grass. I could have just used grass for this. Acid drops. What do you mean? This is like DaVinci Resolve where they have... Wait, there's a hot dog. There is a hot dog brush. Affinity cat. There's a cat chasing a ball. I'm definitely using grass for this circle. Let's trace it around. Now, how does this look inside layers? It's just a curve, so I can edit this grass if I want. Wait, this is actually so good. And then all I have to do is just turn this grass black, which I can do how? Duplicate the fill layer, I think. Set it to full black and then move it on top. Never mind. Move this on top. Never mind. I forgot how clipping masks work. Place the layer you want to clip the image or shape above the layer you want to be the mask. Then drag the top layer onto the bottom layer in the layers panel. Oh yes, it says use as clipping mask, but it doesn't really work. Or use as clipping mask like this. Oh, okay. It was the opposite way. So now there we have the hairs. I can re-enable back the old hairs. Wait, what if I change the width? Look at that. I can change it real time. And I also change the spacing. Oh, that's not what I meant. So if I change the brush size, the grass becomes bigger. But if I change the width, also becomes smaller. What? Okay, I think this is pretty good. It's not precisely like the original, but I mean, this is a pretty nice goofball. Let's now put all of these into a group. Call this goofball head and move on to the eyes. They have this red thing on the left and then a bunch of black veins inside of the eye. So first let's create the eye shape. That's not really the same, but we can work with this. Now we have one eye. I can click on this layer and command J to duplicate. Then I right click, transform, flip horizontal, and it's mirrored. Okay, this looks like super weird. Let's color them in white at first. Okay, now that I colored them in, doesn't look anything close to the original. Let's work on them for a little bit. Okay, I think that's going to be good. Next, I want the pupils. So let's use the brush tool for this. Let's make the shape like that and then rotate, shift, right arrow. One is going to be here. See how eye position matters. If I put one of his pupils here, he's looking to the right. Now he's looking right at you. Next, we want to enhance the eyes. He has a bunch of hair, so probably eyes are also covered in hair. So now I sort of want to do this, as if these are his eyebrows. And then with a good old regular brush, I'm going to make it super not hard. Wait, what is going on? Why is it gray when I paint? Wet edges? Oh, it's wet edges. Obviously, this level of detail, nobody is going to care on a YouTube thumbnail. So let's stop right here. And then what I also want is to blend this sharp edge here. So maybe I can blur both of these eye layers. Gaussian blur. You can see that the edges soften the more I do this. Okay, that looks very weird. But the beautiful thing is that I can still correct these shapes if I want. They're non-destructive. There we go. He's much more angry now. Then I'm going to paint in the veins. They're like splitting into all sorts of directions. Now I want to also add that red glow on the eyes. So here are both of them. I'm going to group them together, add a new layer, make my brush super soft. By the way, you can do this by holding Control and Option if you're on Mac OS, and then dragging right or left increases or decreases brush size, and dragging up or down does the same but for the hardness. So I'll pick a super red color, then use this group as a clipping mask. Whoa, never mind. Although this looks kind of good. I think we might be cooking something with this. Wait, now I'm mega confused about what this is here. I'm so used to Photoshop's clipping masks. So how do I make a little bit of these eyes white now? Do I add a mask on top of this? And then if I paint, it just hides everything. This red color just paints everywhere. Well, this is an interesting creature. And then I want this color to only go onto this group. So I do this, but now it hides the eyes. I want to be able to paint with red only on the eye, not on anything else, but also not hide the other eye. In Photoshop, if I have a circle like this and I only want to paint with another color onto this circle, I can add a new layer. And if I just paint, it paints also on the black. But if I only want to paint inside of the circle, then I can come here, hold Option, and this arrow appears, boink. And now if I paint here, nothing happens. But if I go over the circle, it only paints inside of it. So I want to figure out how to do this here because the eyes are like the circle. I know it's possible. My brain is just not used to this structure. If I paint him in like this, then move this group inside like that, now I'll just have to paint with white to reveal this. Or wait, this might not even be a workaround. It might just be it. That's how you do it. Okay, he definitely looks scary. So all of these, let's group them together. Whoa, they look even better here in the preview. So let's position him like this. Now I want him to stand and also hold the installer box. Let's add on a stabilizer on the brush and then paint a leg like this. When you enable the stabilizer, it's essentially like dragging a little string before the brush starts painting, so it makes your lines much smoother. And the bigger the stabilization level, the longer the string is going to be. Anyway, let's give him a few feet. Now he has chicken legs. Let's give him a little bit of, there you go. And let's make the knee joint a little more visible. Okay, they still look like chicken legs, but in high definition. This arm goes here and then hugs like that. And the other arm is going to be like right here. I want this finger to be behind the box, so I'll erase the front here. And now to make these legs and feet sort of pop out and come alive a little bit, I'm going to put these in a group, and I want to add a little shine on the edges. Not sure if it's a built-in effect inside of Affinity. Oh, it is. Bevel and emboss. Now the only thing I'm going to have to do is somehow hide this effect like right here and here where the legs begin. Can I separate it? Create clipping mask, rasterize and trim. Inside of Photoshop, if I were to add bevel and emboss onto this circle, I can right click on this effect and then create layers from the effect. So now if I want to delete this top part of the effect, I can easily do that. Can I do this here? Collapse all parents. Interesting. To separate an Affinity effect as a new layer, you can't directly unnest it. Instead, duplicate the layer, set the duplicate's fill to 0%, rasterize it, and then disable the effects on the original. Okay, that also makes sense. Let's duplicate this, fill opacity 0. So now what I only have here at the top are those white parts. And then if I delete this effect from the original layer, now I have this white and the black arms separated. Then I have to rasterize it, which essentially just turns it into pixels instead of a live layer. And now if I add a mask here, I can easily, wait a minute, it didn't rasterize the effect. Preserve layer effects. Oh, I should have unchecked this, then rasterize. And now I can hide this with a mask where I don't want to see it. There we go. So now we have some shape to the arms and legs. And obviously this goofball is now in front of this thing. So it's obviously going to cast a shadow underneath. So I'm going to insert a new shadow layer and create the shadow. I don't know why I felt the need to make it dramatic. And then I'll do the same for arms and legs. Wait, maybe I can go to arms and legs, outer shadow, and then change the angle and offset. So you can see there's a shadow behind the arms and legs now. Before, after, before, after. Beautiful. And now let's add some text. So I'll make this a little smaller, pick a nicer looking font, make it bigger, add an outline, then also add a shadow, add in guides to find the center, because for some reason these elements don't really snap to the middle. By the way, you can right click on the guides to edit the guide. And then if you want to place it exactly in the middle, you can double click here, 1 to 80, which is the horizontal resolution of this image, and then divide it by 2, enter, and it goes straight to the middle. So now I can pick everything up and align it perfectly in the center. And that's the finished thumbnail. I mean, I can't believe that this program is completely free now. This is a no-brainer choice over Photoshop, especially if you're just starting out. I was able to perfectly recreate this thumbnail inside of Affinity. It's just incredible how good this program is for the price. Obviously, I haven't tested out the AI features and compared them with Photoshop's AI features, although pretty much the only AI thing that I use in Photoshop is generative fill and select subject, and I'm pretty sure Affinity Photo has these just under a paid subscription, which Photoshop already is. Or is it?